Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, do we go into the breach, dear friends?
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
Well, we're off 219 on the S&P cash. More important, we broke the Dow to 20,000 level. After a lot of discussion about money coming, it doesn't seem like every other time that happened, that money found its way into the stock market. Seems just the opposite. Maybe they're using it to bludgeon the stock market and go short. But it certainly looks like any close below 20,000 on the on the Dow, and the closes around here on the S&P 500 leave us in a huge no man's land. Actually, you know, for those people talking about S&P going back to test whatever that 675 at the low, certainly a possibility if the Fed does not get the cash back and get the liquidity process over. This being Wednesday before options expiration on Friday, I suspected that a lot of the money they talked about, $500 billion pumped into the market, would be coming in today. It has not. So I'm wrong on that and wrong on my calls, but we shall see. Other things going in the market, of course, one of the biggest one was the dollar. It's 101.81. That's up 2%. One of the big moves on the dollar as it finally breaks through that 100 level and becomes ultra strong. Everybody wants to park their cash at the same time. My guess is when that cash starts coming out, it will be interesting. As we start the show, where we've already got over 10 billion shares, so this will not be a light volume day down. But we shall see. Anyway, we're going to keep an eye on the rest. Question is, does that plunge protection team ever show up? They have not this far. I saw kind of a half-hearted buy program just before we went into the circuit breakers. Seemed to me like a drop of water in a hurricane. You saw it move for maybe 5 minutes, and then that was it. But it was across the entire market. But that's about it at the moment. So keeping an eye on this with one eye and the rest of the market. But you can give me a call. Do you see any effect on quad witching? I think everything's so broken now that it does not matter. If we close below 20,000 on the Dow today, I just think it starts a run on the banks. That's why I suspect that we will have some action by the Fed by the end of the day. If they don't, then they're just writing everything off. But we shall see. But, you know, they had the opportunity to shut up, and they don't. They just keep on saying that the end is nigh. Everything's going to shut down. The end of the world's here. Basically, that's it. It's not what you want to hear from the government. I mean, they didn't like much what Mnuchin had to say yesterday, much less saying everybody was going to be unemployed last night, which really started this run on the markets and the banks and everything else. Not exactly sure what he thinks is going to be accomplished by screaming fire in a crowded theater, but they certainly did do that. So we shall see how the day closes out here. But, I mean, if you're one of these Buffett kind of guys, I haven't seen signals like this since, you know, some of the lows in it was about, I think it was at about March of 2000 after the dot-com. We had a nice bounce out of that, and then the more destruction came. But that was kind of at a high. We never really hit this kind of high in the at least in the signals that I look at. Never really saw the kind of move. Let me put it that way: move that in the housing crisis. That was kind of just long and slow and every day. This has been so short and fast that generally these things burn themselves out. But no burnout here. As I said, we're down 2,000 on the Dow, and it doesn't look like the Fed is or the Treasury is able to do much of anything, or maybe they want to do much of anything. But it's kind of, well, you shall see how the rest of the day plays out. Okay. What do we have? You can email me at path@tfnn.com, and we can do that. Anyway, let's do a little history and get on with the show.
Just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1933, after, of course, the big blowout in 1929. American automaker Studebaker, then heavily in debt, goes into receivership. Company's president, Albert Erskine, resigned later that year, committed suicide. Studebaker eventually rebounded from its financial troubles, only shut down the assembly line and transitioned out of the automobile business in 1966. What else did Studebaker do? Did they make something else? The only thing I ever knew that they made was cars. So maybe someone can tell me that if there was something else that they did. What do they make, typewriters or something else that they got into? All I remember is that kind of giant circular thing in the grill. That was about it. Horse and buggies? Don't think they went back to that. Avanti Studebaker's Last Stand. Yeah, that was it. Okay, and I guess that's it for the moment. Why don't we start looking at charts and seeing if there's anything out here? A little shovel of sand underneath the keel of the market, but so far I don't see a lot out here. Let's just go through. Ameritrade was kind of interesting this morning. Wanted to see how that one was doing. Still in the trading range today of the October 3rd low. Man, I guess things are going to be at least okay for them as people trade in and out of this stuff, or at least a quarter. But may not even matter anymore with everybody going to free stuff. We brought this one up yesterday. AMX was not able to blow out its low also today. That goes back to the November 26, 2018 low at $11.71. Some of these things do look like they found some lows. The market or the big indexes, not so much.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. TFNN is launching an open house for our Tiger's Den. For a limited time, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Tiger's Den. Just enter promo code OPEN at checkout and pay nothing for 30 days while you try out your Tiger's Den membership as part of our open house. With market volatility at an all-time high and people all over the world working from home if possible, TFNN is hosting an open house in our Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is an interactive chat room that runs all day where other tigers and tigresses discuss trading ideas with the hosts and members, along with charts and current market news, as well as live access to the charts the hosts use during their programs. Join us for the Tiger's Den Open House. Begin your Den membership today by just entering OPEN at checkout and pay nothing while you try things out for 30 days. For all the details and to start your Den membership today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the TFNN Tiger's Den Open House taking place now. Sign up today.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Yeah, we're back. Of course, you can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can always put a message in the den. And 877-927-6648 for that thing that they say grows out of your ear if you're on it too long. We got a little bit of movement out here that may be on word that they are voting on the stimulus package, which will give everybody about 2 G's. So how do you think Mr. Yang feels now? I mean, he was kind of early to the party on that one, but we shall see. Okay, what else we want to look at here? Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. We've got Max in Houston. How you doing, Max?
Hey, I'm doing just fine, David. I'm doing fine. Question. It appears to me that in about a week or so we'll be at zero in the market, and I don't think that's going to happen, but we just don't seem to be able to get any floor anywhere.
Yep, I have never seen that since 1998 when I've been full time. So it is kind of interesting that we've had this kind of move. Now, I can understand not having a floor if all the stocks had, nothing. If they were pet.com or like a .com, had no business model, had no sales. The problem we have here is that everybody wants to overreact, and then, like mentioned yesterday, he wants to double down on overreacting. And my guess is they're going to wash this thing out to where literally no one wants to buy the market again, and everything is going to come back up and running. I think we're probably a lot more like Hong Kong than Italy. And everything is, I'd say 95% of what's going on in Hong Kong is back to normal compared to probably 10% in Italy. The question is, when does the market get to the level of thinking, well, maybe we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater? But mass hysteria is a tough master. But
Well,
I don't know what else to tell you other than that.
I'm wondering, and I have mostly, I'm a subscriber for the past, but I'm like 60% on cash in an IRA, and I've been putting every day down. I've been doing about 1% of the cash into, the 5 mutual funds that I hold. Is that advisable even now? I told you before, and before, we weren't at this point, but at this point, it just seems like everything is dropping. There's no safe haven anywhere other than the dollar.
The question is, if you want to talk about in 6 months, will you be happy? I'd say the answer is yes. In a year, will you be very happy? Yes. The question is, are you going to be happy? Can you sleep in the next week or so? Because that's probably...
Well, I haven't been able to sleep much on my other account.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anything. So.
This was kind of the last hurrah. And like I said, if they don't quite get busy here before the end of the day, you're just going to have an endless rolling auction of margin calls. So I don't know what these guys are thinking or if they're thinking at all. But it certainly means that they should be doing something greatly different than they're doing right now. But, the next stop is at 13%, and we're not that far away from it in the Dow. So the question is whether or not they're going to actually get busy, or are they just going to let, like you said, the whole market is going to be zero in 10 days or whatever. But I don't know. My guess is that they'll eventually wake up.
Inept. And
what's that?
The money I have left, I'm just surprised that they're destroying everything and they're just letting it happen. It's like a watching a car wreck.
Well, sometimes you can't do anything. I don't like the fact that these guys did everything in the world to wash this market out today, including Munchin. Again, the last thing you do is a policeman is go in and start screaming fire in a crowded theater. You're just going to get a bunch of people killed. And so when he did that last night, just basically saying everybody's going to be unemployed, I don't understand it. But maybe the whole point is to wash out the market today and get it going after maybe this bill goes through. But we'll see whether or not we get any kind of action at all before the end of the day. But if we don't, I don't see how any of this selling stops by Friday. So we'll just probably continue to sell off. So we'll have to see. If they get it moving back up, would be weirder things have happened. If they get it back over 20,000 on the Dow, I think a lot of people will be thinking it. But weirder things have happened, so we'll just have to wait and see. At the end of the day, what happens. But this is kind of it. If you can't, if things don't hold here, they're not going to hold probably for a while. So thanks for the call.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
What else do we have out here? Okay. Yeah, just a rolling auction. Oh, we wanted to get back to some of our stocks that I had in here. Datadog, D-Dog. Recent IPOs done fairly well. Had a little bit too much volume, but certainly no real, did have an attempt to rally today, but, pretty much at the open price right now. But again, not a lot of volume. Probably the biggest surprise in the market has been this Digital Realty Trust. It sells all kinds of stuff around areas of high technology. Now, it doesn't have a lot of volume, but this thing has not backed off whatsoever. And I don't know what's going on here. You've just got even kind of up off the low today, but watch this one if we get moving forward in a few days. What else do we have? Okay. Amdocs. This is kind of like DocU. No real. I thought maybe it might pop back into the trading range today. It's about basically in the middle of the price range today. You're looking for a close back above 51.65. Etsy had come back into this gap today. I think we talked about this one yesterday. 1.2 million shares got too much. Well, doesn't look that bad comparatively, but you're back in that gap. GNRC, we talked about this one. Generac Holdings, little bounce with little volume yesterday. Not really breaking through the previous lows of yesterday, though. But going back there, yesterday we had 1.3 million shares. Today we got about 800, so we could get that same amount. Okay. What else do we have here? Yep, we're going to the break here. Be back in a minute.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And what else do we have here? That's about it. We've I tried a couple new positions in the Tech Insider today, but I had some pretty tight stops, so there's not much out here that I can find now that I'd say that was worth going after. O'Reilly, wanted to look at this one. There's at this point now, what we can do is look for stocks that are going to bottom first. But we have a lot farther down. This probably should have started rallying right today. O'Reilly, of course, auto parts, 276.77 was the low so far. Next support comes in at about 245. And what else do we have here? Yeah, someone brought this up and emailed it to me, and that was FireEye. One of the weird things is actually this one's not looking all that bad off here after this gap. Not much volume today, did kind of pop, but at least it's not going down, which is about the best thing you can say about everything else right now. There were some other ones. Question, is there a bottom in restoration hardware? I tried shorting this one around the top, got stopped out before it did everything. John in the Den has talked about this for a long time, and this will be one of my fish that got away. But you just sometimes they just run you right before the big turnoff. This one was at 256.27. Question is whether or not this one's ever going to find a low, and I don't know. As he quite adeptly said, this one reminded him a great deal of Bed Bath & Beyond, the same kind of BBBY, the same kind of folks that built that one. Let's go back like 10 years on BBBY. To January 3rd, 2014, got to $72.07, and that was up. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Question about the XME. Generally, energy goes between the price of production, and that's about it. So it's basically the same thing in mining. You're down with 1.6 million shares today. You had 2.4 million shares. I mean, a lot of these things don't look bad, and then it just gets worse. And the best thing for metals and mining is low energy prices. Demand would be good also. But at this point, you have to start thinking about most of these things retesting previous lows. And January 20th, 2016, this was at $10.63. Granted that if everybody's not going to start opening things in a couple of weeks, I think we have to start saying that these things as of today, as we said, if they're not going to defend 20,000 on the Dow or a lot of the other stuff, the NASDAQ 7,000, then they don't think that this is going to be resolved anytime soon. Okay. Yeah, I don't see much in there. Question about Twitter. This thing looked like the best buyout candidate in the world. The only good thing that happened was that I stopped out around $30 trying to buy the lows back in there, and since then it's done nothing but go straight down. Did hit 20 today. Did we talk? I think we talked about this one yesterday. Polymet Mining. 20 cents. Don't think much has changed there. Okay. Oh, and we were talking about Zynga for a gentleman that called in for the company that he wanted in Canada. It's at least holding its position here the last few days, which is right above $5. And actually, it's doing better than a lot of the market. I still think that one is better looking. Question about SSYS. Well, if you can't build your machines, you can't sell them, and that is a problem right now. Some of the comments are that stuff's just not coming out of China, and a lot of the parts, machines, movements are all about Stratasys. I had a nice bounce yesterday. Not much in the way of pullback today. But again, as we start relying more and more on stuff made in the United States, their machines are going to help make it one day. The question is just how far do they come back before that happens. See if there's anything else. Regeneron, of course, one of the few companies out there that has something that could help for the virus. Even it today tried to hold higher on lighter volume. It's kind of retraced a great deal of that so far. So don't know if we can see any of that. If there's anything else. Question about the SMHs. Down about 12% on the day. This takes us back, finally. If there's a sector out here that was trying to find some kind of low, hopefully we can get it here. My thoughts on Disney? Huge today. I do not know. Okay. And I think I'm all locked up.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we have our first question out here, and that is, I got my boots on. I'm backing up the truck to load up on Snap. Well, certainly you are back at the levels where you should look at it. And this is the 6th of February, 2019, gapped up with 148 million shares. And you're back with 38. So at least on a chart level, this is where you should be in. I don't know how long it's going to take to turn around. Studebaker made the first slanted windshield for minimum resistance, made the pickup truck same way around, quarter windows on each side, new back 1946 to 48. Okay. Everything else I think I got. Okay. Let's go back and check in here. Okay. Okay. That's about it. Apple. Okay. So I think that answers my question. Snap, man, if you can hang on, that's exactly what you're looking for in the chart. I would have liked a little less energy down, but I don't think you're going to find that in any stock right now. Question to look at Apple, AAPL. Interestingly enough, you'd think someone would have been out buying this one today. Little doji out here just going sideways. Camera white balance. Okay. See if we can get that going here for the engineer. Generally, if you don't unplug it, it should stay good. He should be happy now. What else we have? We have two dojis out here going around yesterday's move. So I don't see much in that as a signal other than the light volume back down. Maybe the Fed decides to get on its horse tomorrow. But, we're down about 10% right now. You know, you could easily see the last few minutes of the day for them trying to push this back into one more stop. But I don't see a lot of purpose going after it. Question about the OIH. Is this going to still be an ETF? I guess the question is good. And at some point, I wonder whether the Saudis were thinking this far ahead, or if it was really just an argument with the Russians. But you know what? If you're going to be the low price leader and you think everything's going lower, maybe you need to get out there in front. But man, I don't think anybody was predicting the collapse like this in oil. Even if the economy started pulling back, you just produce less oil. But I think it all happened way too fast for anybody to see. Question: I see a bottom at ATI. Again, there are a lot of these charts looked really good, and then there was nothing. Now, I don't see anything in this one. I don't know if there's anything you're looking for. If we go back. Okay, well, you've got $6.97. That goes back to January 20th, 2016. So you got another, we got another 15, 18 cents, right? At this point, I'm going to assume it gets tested. So maybe you get that number tomorrow. Maybe you get it before the end of the day. But you got to see how that came down. You need less than 5 million shares. Okay, questions about Amazon. The only company hiring that I know of right now, 10,000 employees to deliver. There's a bull market somewhere all the time, even horrible markets. And, of course, the bounce on that one yesterday, the 11 million shares, even kind of holding up fairly decently today. It's one of the few stocks out here. Question about Microsoft, MSFT. Got that 135. I mean, that's pretty tough long-term support. That goes back into June of 2019 all the way through October of 2019 for that level of support. That being said, my guess is it'll have to consolidate a little bit between around this level. Even if the market turned up today, would probably consolidate around these levels from 135 to 150 for a while. Okay, question about Disney. I thought it was very interesting that CEO was leaving, deciding to retire, said he just wasn't in it. But at the same time, I'd never liked this stock when it was running up on all the streaming news. One, they were doing it as loss leader. You have to hold on for, at $5, you had to hold on for a year, even to get that. But they only had one good show. I guess I watched the other one. It's like some kind of morning TV show. It was horrifically bad. Jennifer Aniston and the guy from The Office. Anyway, horrifically bad. And, of course, the one that they got everybody to get going on was last fall was the Star Wars, which was actually better than the Star Wars movie. In fact, it was probably twice as good as the horrible Star Wars movie. And maybe a few of those things come into view for that. Okay. I'm just watching the moves out here. Okay. 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 Yeah. Question on Tesla here. Hopefully that answers your Disney question. I never thought that it was that good to begin with. And they had a lot of holes in that streaming story. They just didn't have enough stuff in the hopper to fill it. And the $5 thing was basically to get you through the first year, where they only had The Mandalorian, the Star Wars serial, and whatever that Good Morning show was that I saw a bit of that looked terrifically bad. So we'll be back in a minute.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And I had a question about the SMHs. Well, you went through the gap. I was looking for that to be support today. It did not hold it, and it doesn't look like we're going to close above that. Thursday and Friday doesn't look like the Fed is going to step in and do anything, or maybe they can't do anything. Who knows? But I can't imagine that this drip, drip, drip doesn't stop until they start quit saying that everything's just going to get worse. I think a lot of that is, of course, what would you think? Just the sentiment. I mean, you kind of have to say that things aren't great, but we'll get them better. And it's just we're closing everything, and that's it. So I don't know if there's anything to be had after today, especially, as I said, in the SMHs. Not a lot of volume so far, but just a rolling auction at this point. And not a lot of movement for the Fed or the Treasury to actually get cash into this market. This would have been or should have been the day to actually get that cash in there after the $500 billion every other time that money has come in to the market. It just looks like people piled on to go short. And not. And of course, the options, we always hit a trading stop before the end of the day in some of the other ones like the Dow or something. But doesn't look like there's any real salvation before the end of the day coming. Avis Budget Rent-A-Car Group. Looks like everybody's going to go Uber here. I don't see much else going on in this. You know, they were right up at 52.98 on some fairly bearish, bullish earnings and everything. And wow, nobody's traveling, no one's renting a car, and can't be good. We'll be back tomorrow, same bat channel, same bat time. Remember to sell when you can, not when you have to.